Every summer in Puri, millions of people gather for a single purpose: to physically pull three massive, hand-built wooden chariots through the streets. In many religious traditions, encountering a supreme deity requires a journey inward. The most sacred idols are often kept deep inside guarded inner sanctums, partitioned away from the public eye. But during this festival, that dynamic reverses. Instead of waiting for devotees to come to the temple, this deity leaves the shrine and travels out to the people. And the deity taking this journey looks like no other. Rather than a perfectly proportioned stone statue, Lord Jagannath is carved from wood. He has massive, unblinking eyes, no visible feet, and limbs that stop short of fully formed hands. Why is this specific deity worshipped in a form that appears unfinished? And how did a god, once a closely guarded secret in a forest, become so accessible that anyone can grab his rope and pull? Thousands of years ago, in the kingdom of Odisha, King Indradyumna possessed vast wealth and power. Yet he spent his life searching for a specific, hidden form of Lord Vishnu, known as Neel Madhava. The king sent a young priest named Vidyapati to find it. Vidyapati lived among a local tribe, eventually marrying the chief's daughter. He earned enough trust that the chief agreed to take him to the guarded shrine, but only if the priest wore a blindfold for the entire trek. Vidyapati agreed to the condition, but he secretly brought along a pouch of mustard seeds. As they hiked through the dense forest, he quietly dropped the seeds along the dirt path. When the monsoon rains arrived, those seeds sprouted into bright yellow plants. King Indradyumna followed the blooming trail straight to the sacred site, but when he arrived to claim the deity, the idol had vanished. At this stage, the divine was exclusive. It existed as a protected secret in the woods, refusing to be accessed by those who tried to capture it through deception or royal entitlement. The king believed his chance was lost. But days later, a gigantic, highly unusual wooden log washed onto the shores of Puri. The log was so heavy that even elephants could not move it. It only budged when the king and the tribal chief lifted it together. A mysterious old carpenter offered to carve the idols from the sacred wood. He had one strict condition. He had to work in isolation, behind locked doors, and no one could interrupt him. Days turned into weeks. When the sounds of carving finally stopped, the queen grew anxious and forced the door open. Instantly, the carpenter vanished, leaving the three wooden deities in their current, seemingly unfinished state. That night, the king dreamed of the Lord, who explained that this outcome was deliberate. He chose to remain physically imperfect to show that divine love is rooted in compassion rather than aesthetic perfection. This established a tradition where the idols are treated as living, aging bodies. Every 12 to 19 years, in a secretive ritual called Nabakalebara, the figures are entirely replaced. At midnight, priests wrap their hands in cloth and put on blindfolds to transfer a mysterious essence, the Brahma Padartha, from the old idols into the new ones. For devotees, this ensures the deity remains a continuous, living presence, cyclical and never bound to a single physical frame. That living presence requires a home in motion. Every year, 3 immense wooden chariots are built from scratch, crafted by thousands of artisans using ancient techniques that have remained unchanged for centuries. This diagram shows the complexity of these structures. Every tier, color, and wheel dimension holds sacred meanings. Expanding, we see 3 distinct variations. Lord Jagannath and his siblings travel in custom-built chariots, Nandigosha, Taladwaja, and Darpadalana, each with unique profiles. Before these massive structures can move, the actual king of Puri steps forward. Carrying a golden broom, he sweeps the ground around the wheels, a ritual act intended to demonstrate that no one is greater than the Lord. Once the ropes are lowered to the crowd, the distinction between a teen and a farmer begins to blur. For these few kilometers, social standing matters less than the collective weight of the chariot, as thousands of hands work on the same line. This brings us back to the striking appearance of the idol. His lack of completed hands embraces the entire world. His lack of visible feet reaches any devotee anywhere. His enormous, unblinking eyes watch over all without judgment, and his constant smile reflects unconditional divine love. The Rath Yatra itself acts as a metaphor for society. The chariot is the body, the rope is our collective effort, and the sacred journey demonstrates that true progress happens only when people pull together with humility and compassion. Jai Jagannath.